Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。Hello everyone, today we are going to do the pencil crayon drawing. So, let's get your paper ready. You can use mixed media paper. Okay, that can be used for dry media and wet media. And of course, you can use the sketchbook. Okay, what kind of blend you have, you will see the sketch on the cover. Okay, what if you don't have any one of them? You can use the printing paper. Okay, so printing paper is working as well. Then, of course, you need to have the erasers, pencils, and the sharpener. Alright? And also I need you to prepare 2 different tracing markers. So I need to have 2 different sizes. One is like the fine markers. One is the thin marker like the needle. So you can compare these 2 are different. Alright? So you need to have your tracing markers ready. And of course, at the middle of the class, I will ask you to get your pencil crayons. Alright, we will going to color with the pencil crayon at the middle of the class. Alright, so let's get all the stuff ready for the class. Alright, so this Sunday gonna be the Mother's Day. Alright, so I know you might prepare something for your mom already, but I still want you to do one more. Something nice for your mother. Alright, so I'm gonna teach you how to do the bubble later for today, and you have to add in some decoration around to make it looks pretty and fancy. Alright, so first of all, we have to do some writing. Alright, we're gonna write mothers at the middle, about this big. We are not going to write something very small and tiny and hard to read. We're gonna do it big. Alright, so we have to write mom, and S, day, as big as you can. Alright, but leave some space because you're gonna do the graphics around. Alright, it looks something missing. It looks okay. We can read the word like Mother's Day and it's big enough. That's nice, but it doesn't look like the pictures. It doesn't look good, right? Not really that good. So we have to use the writing like the bone structures. Okay, so let's see. I can make the bubble letters around the wording. That become the bubble letters. Then I can remove the writings at the middle so it's more clear to see. Right? So I got my M like the bubbles. Right? Compare. Let's see the M and the D. This one looks more stronger and more creative, right? Otherwise, we will just do the writing. Alright? And everyone can do the writing. But not everyone can do the bubble letters and make the bubble letters look good. Alright? So now, I think you understand what we're gonna do, right? So first of all, you have to write Mother's Day at the middle of the pictures. Like the bone structures inside our body. Then we add in the muscles around the bone structures. It becomes the bubbles layers. Alright, so I'm gonna start to do mine. Can you start to do yours? But during the same time, I'm gonna do it with you. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different with different style for each letters. So maybe you can find something that you like. Alright, so my first one like the balloon. And my O, I want to put a heart into my circle, right? It become the O. Okay, that's a good one. And also the T, I can make the cloudy wordings around. So I got my T. Same thing, I gotta remove the bone structures. I don't need that. Okay, and because that's for Mother's Day, so I want to make my H looks like an eyelash on it. And same thing, when I finish, I erase the writing inside. Okay, so I believe you can have even more or something good or something nice for the bubble slaters. You can put everything that your moms like into the wording. Alright, so your choice. So now I'm not bothering you. I start to focus to do mine very quietly, and also you do yours bubbles later very quietly, then we can share to each other after. Alright, so now you can begin. I done my bubble letters. Okay, I have a lot of different style because I like it, and also I can show you different sample. Alright, so I know we have to add some decorations around, but we have to trace the wording first with the thick markers, okay, the 5-point markers. So you are not using the needle marker for now. That's the needle one, very thin, then that's thick one. We have to use this one first. Alright, but you have to make sure this one is standby on the side. We're gonna use them. So we're gonna trace the wording. Okay, and be patient. If you make the mistake on it, it's hard to fix it. Alright, so you have to trace slowly. We are not going to be rushed for it. Alright, but why I say we have to make the thin marker standby on the side? Because we're gonna have some design are very small, so we have to use that. But basically we will just use the thick marker to trace the wording. Alright, so let's see where we have to use the small marker. Remember, I added the eyelash on top of the edge. It's something small, right? It's hard for me to use the thick marker to trace. So this time I'm gonna use the thin marker to trace my eyelash. Alright, so same thing. The thickness of the wording, I can use the thin marker to trace. So the letter D can be more stem up, right? So same thing, you have to look at your design. We use the thick marker to trace the main part of the word, the shape of the word, so we can read it. And all the small decorations, we can use the thin markers. Okay, we can use the thin markers. If you don't have the thin marker, you can use the pencil crayon. Alright, so if you have no thin markers, use the pencil crayon to do it. Alright, so now keep focus on the tracing on the Mother's Day. Then we will move on to do the decorations around. Sounds good? Alright, you can start. Alright, so after we finish the bubble letter, we basically finish half. Alright, so now you have to start to think about the decoration just like the background I always ask you to do for the other joints, right? So show me where's the location, what time is it, what they are doing, right? But for this time, no, we don't need to think about the location, we don't need to think about the time, we don't need to think about what they are doing, okay? We have to think something pretty, something that your mom's gonna like, all right? So I can show you some example, all right? I'm gonna do it with the markers, but please, you have to stay with the pencil, so in case you make the mistake, you still have the chance to erase it. All right, so please stay with the pencils. Still stay with the pencils. All right, I do it with the marker so you can see it's more clear. All right, so you can do some flowers because flower is pretty and it doesn't have to be hard, and we learned that for many times before. So you can do some flowers, something you like, to give it to your mom as a gift. All right, so I have some little bit flower, something cute, or maybe you have to understand your mom, right? So what kind of fruits, what kind of flowers, or what kind of thing she like? Okay, a jewelry, a fashion clothes, or strawberry, watermelon, something they like the most. Okay, so I've done the flowers, adding a little bit of leaf to make the flower more stem up. Usually after I finish the flower, usually I'm adding some leaf to make the color become balanced. All right, or maybe the bloom, because we kind of celebrate, right? We can add in something around. Okay, maybe a banner, because as I mentioned, we are celebrating the Mother's Day, so everything should look fancy. Like how you decorate a party and how you decorate your joints for today. Just imagine we have a party on the paper. Okay, so basically I don't want you to copy too much thing from me, so I'm gonna stop here. Then you have to start to do yours. Then after a few minutes, I will start to continue mine, so you don't copy anything from me, but you still can take a look to see mine as the reference. All right, so now you can begin. Alright? After you finish the background, don't forget you can trace it for the background, okay? I use the brown color to trace so I can make my wording more stand up, isn't it? If I use the block marker to trace the background, it's hard to tell which one is the focal point because the color is gonna be strong. So I decided to keep the wording thick and the background use something thin or something light to make the background push down and make the wording stand up. Okay, so after you're done the tracing, don't forget you have to remove the pencil line from your paper. Okay, and I'm gonna pause here for 3 minutes, and it's also our 3 minutes water break. So during the water break, I'm not going to do anything on my paper. So if you haven't done the tracing, if you haven't done the background, keep working on it. Alright, so after 3 minutes, then I will start to do the colors. But take your time. Even I start to do the coloring and you haven't, it's okay because you can do it after you're done with the tracings. Alright, try to use the class time wisely. And don't forget to coming back after the water break. Alright, now is our water break. During the water break, you can complete your work, drinking some water, use washroom, stretch your body, and get ready for the next sections. Alright? And don't forget to coming back when the timer is done. Use your break time wisely, okay? Don't waste the time just sitting right here. Our water break is almost over. Make sure you got everything ready for the next sections. Almost the class. Get ready for the next part.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so for this section, you're gonna bring your pencil crayon. Alright, so I'm gonna teach you 3 ways to do the coloring. Alright, and let me use the flowers to show right here. Alright, so the first one, you should be very used to it. Alright, the solid color. So we are not going to color then scribbling, right? There's no white color in between. There's no color coming out of the shape. And I keep the pencil on the same pressures so I can have a very smooth coloring. Right? They are smooth. Alright, we're done with this one. Now, that's a solid color. We have to do a color value. I'm using the same color. Okay, that's the same color. Let's see. I color from dark, a little bit heavy at the bottom. See, I have to color very slowly because the bottom here gonna be green, so I'm not crossing the color. I keep the color state inside the shape. Alright, so I finished my dark color. I color a little bit lighter. That's my middle colors. Then even brighter on the top. So that's dark, medium, and light. So this is the color value. Okay, then we are talking about the color blending. So that's my pink. I have the pink. Then that's my blue. I want to join these two colors together. Alright, so how can I do it? Remember the color value. Alright, we're gonna do the same thing. Color very dark at the beginning, around. See, when I color around the edge, I'm gonna be very gentle and smooth. I keep the color stays inside the shape. Alright, then medium. Reduce the pressures on the pencils. Even brighter. So I have the dark, medium, and light. And that's a color value, isn't it? Alright, now it's my second colors. My second color is here. I color the pink from the top to the bottom. Now I use my second color from the bottom to the top. So I color around. See, I'm not crossing the color. I make the color stay inside. Then I reduce the pressure, overlap the color a little bit brighter. So I'm mixing the color together. Right? Even more on the top. The color is blending. Okay, so we have the solid color. We use one single color to make the color smooth and solid. There's no dark, there's no light. They are the same. That's the solid color. And this is the color value. We're also using one single color, but we create different value from dark, medium, to light. That is the color value. Okay? And also we have the blending color. We're using two color by color value from top to the bottom, from bottom to the top, and join them, mixing them, then you got the color blending. Alright, so we learned about the solid color, color value, and the color blending. Now it's your time to start to color your Mother's Day joints with any coloring skill. Okay, but try to make your color looks pretty, not rushing. Okay, now you can start. I know your hand is sore, right? Tired? Me too. I only finished the background color. I haven't started to color my bubbles later, but I'm not going to give up, right? Because I know one masterpiece gonna coming out. So, same as you. I know you are tired. Maybe you can do some stretch. You can go to drink some water and coming back to continue your drawings. Okay, so don't give up. We're almost there. Alright, so after all my hard work, my hand is tired and my muscle is pained. Alright, but I like the final result that I did. It's very colorful and that makes me happy. Okay, so when you finish, if you haven't, don't be rushed. Keep doing your color so you can get a masterpiece. Okay, so if for who is finished, alright. So I know, you know, this one is for the mothers, your mom, right? But they might not know from who. So I have to write from my name, CYC, right? And I also have to tell them the date is not for last year, it's not for next year, it's gonna for this year's. Alright, so you have to write from who, not CYC. You have to be you. So you have to print your name on it and write down the date. Then we finish the drawing for today. When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，跟写上日期。Bye bye, see you next time.